gentlemen, may I direct your attention to something?
Chris, the Herons are back. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 171 of the Battered Herons podcast. I am your host, Daniel Granada, and can you believe it? A win! The Miami Marlins finally won. The Miami Marlins also finally won a game.
They did.
By the
win,
way,
yes.
if any of you guys live in Miami, free Whoppers from Burger King because the Miami Marlins will actually won a home game. That's not a lie. Seriously, look into it. You get some free. But Inter Miami, 5 winless game streak over. Chris, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, and especially tomorrow because I'll have a Whopper in hand. And for those of you,
thank you, Marlins.
For those of you who didn't know that and were informed only by Danny, that should be more than enough reason for you to go and subscribe to the Battered Marlins channel right now.
Battered Marlins.
Right now. Everyone needs to get out real quick, go subscribe to that channel, and then come right back. And plus, I'm wearing a sweater. Not a long sleeve, not a short sleeve, and not a cutoff.
You flipped it on him.
I flipped it completely on him. So
Messi, Tariq, without a doubt, let's go. Messi is the GOAT. 100%. There's no doubt about that. Finally, something to feel good about. And I think as much as it sucks.
A lot. Not anymore, though.
As much as it sucks that we're not in the CCC, that's what we wanted. That's what most of the fans wanted. That's what the players and coaches said that they wanted, and we don't got it. The only positive to that is that now you just put all your chips into the regular season.
Yeah.
No more rotating schedules because you got a game on Wednesday. Like, none of that. Like, it's just all in on the regular season. And, that's the only positive you could really paint here is that, you just go all in every game you play from here on out.
Not only that, we could repeat the Leagues Cup and then
but
I guess
but that has nothing to do with the regular season, right? Because the regular season
of course
not.
That. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, now every game that comes up, you can go all in for because it doesn't affect anything else.
Yes, absolutely. Look, I'm actually look. Do you? I have a question for you in the chat. Do you think that maybe it? Not that it was too soon, but maybe it's like next year we'd be more prepared for the CONCACAF run instead of this year.
I felt like we should have been prepared this year. I think the injuries played a big part in it, and we're not going to get. I was about to say we're not going to get into all of that again, but I forgot that you ran away because you didn't want to talk about the game. You weren't here for that post game. No, I think that injuries played a large part in that. Messi not playing the first game played a large part in that. And then obviously when you have injuries and you're missing Messi, the depth also kills us. But, no excuses. Monterrey was the better team that second game. And, it is what it is. And we move forward. It's all regular season now.
Yeah, we've had too many injuries. By the way, the MVP of the team got injured today because, in my opinion, Jordi Alba is the best player on this team. I'm sorry.
Is that what you want to do? Really?
I'm just going to step right in the quicksand. I'm just going to step right in the quicksand. Listen, Jordi Alba contributes. All right, let me not go crazy. We'll get into it as we go along.
All right.
So,
go ahead.
And wait, before I bring up Tariq, listen, I appreciate everybody showing love about my toothaches. It was horrendous. I don't know how I did the live watch along without passing out. But I was able to do it. Now, I did it, but I was there. And I left because I was dying. But I'm good now, guys. I'm good, thankfully. Tariq is mentioning it's crazy how Messi comes back and suddenly this team looks different. I'm 100%. They did not prioritize the CCC today. They played like they actually wanted to be there. I think they just have nothing else to play for. What else are you going to reserve Messi for at this point, right? And good super slam by you, Tariq, but there's nothing else we could hold on to him for, right? That's it.
Before I get into what you just said, I did want to request something from you, Chris.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
I did want to request something for you. Rohan said, acknowledge Diego Gomez. I want you on Monday, when we record our next episode, there's no preview for a Wednesday game. I want you to have a written apology letter that you read as a statement to Diego Gomez.
I'm going to do it in both English and Spanish.
The nonsense that you were spewing about Diego Gomez, the way he's playing right now, he does it all on offense and on defense. And the trash that you were saying, Like, you need to formally apologize on Monday. This needs to be 12
It's a little
font,
embarrassing.
Times New Roman, double spaced. I want it.
A
you need to
header
read
and
it.
footer.
Formal letter. I need it.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do something for you. I'll put it together. I'll make it very
Adam,
professional.
no, and Adam, absolutely
wow.
not. No, Gomez was not shit. You guys were just.
I mean, he was
You had
kind
no
of shit.
patience. No, you guys were no patience.
Today he did phenomenal.
He's been doing phenomenal all year.
Well, I don't know. No, let's not get ahead of ourselves, Danny. Now you're just talking nonsense.
All right, whatever. Let's
now
get
you're just
today's
talking
game.
nonsense. So, and Tata was fighting to get unemployment. CJC saying even with Krem's few mistakes, it was visibly an immediate upgrade on the field. Send Gressel to Madagascar with Joker. That's a good one.
Well played,
CJC.
That was
Very
good.
good.
That was good. All right. So
listen, I gave Gomez love on Twitter. I said Gomez is man of the match. He was a boss. And Jordi Alba is the best player in Inter Miami right now.
Stop it.
Okay, all right, I'll stop.
Don't do that. Don't do that. All right, so it was played in Arrowhead. A few times they referred to it as the loudest stadium in the world. I don't even think it's the loudest stadium in the NFL. I believe that belongs to the Seattle Seahawks, but
yeah,
it is a loud stadium. It didn't look sold out. Did you think it looked sold out?
No, it wasn't sold out. Like, I saw empty seats up at the top rafters.
Yeah,
I mean, look, people probably bought seats and it was sold out, but like bodies and chairs, I didn't see bodies and chairs 100%. No.
Yeah.
I was looking into tickets for that place and they were overcharging because I was thinking about flying out there, but they were overcharging like fucking crazy. I'm not going to go to the middle of fucking Missouri to go to a fucking soccer game for an overcharged seat. Look out of here.
That would have been a fun game to go to. Today was an exciting game.
It would have been. It was an exciting game. Absolutely.
All right. So a couple of things before we start talking about the game. La Noche kit. I think this is the first time we win a game with that thing in a regular season. So
and it wasn't the up and down. It wasn't the up and down one. It was the two on the chest, one on the bottom.
Yeah, but it's never been the vertical logos. That's only for the pink kit.
The pink one. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's only for the pink kit. That, and when they released the lineups, they didn't give us the formation graphic.
Yeah,
I think that they're hearing all the backlash about the three in the back, and they're like, you know what, F you guys.
Absolutely.
You guys can figure out what we're doing now. We're not even going to show you.
I think the problem is that when everybody sees that it's like a 5 in the back, that's it. Tata's getting burned alive on every single platform imaginable. Yeah, Oh, absolutely.
All right. Well, they didn't give it to us, but we went ahead and we made it. So this was the starting 11. They went with a 4-3-3. Gomez up on the left wing. Ruiz filling in for Gomez on that left mid. Gressel moved back to the right mid. Messi right wing. Suarez up top. Busquets. A lot of times I saw him playing very deep, almost like a third center back when Alba and Wegan moved up.
Kind of like a Gregory.
Yeah,
what Gregory used to do. Yeah,
like a true CDM. Like he had his moments when he saw an opening, he would run into space and progress forward. But for the most part, he was staying back. Freire and Aviles and Calendar. And I'm sure we're gonna address Aviles because he had an interesting game. Freire. Let me start off by talking about Freire. Freire.
I'm not sold on him.
I am.
I'm not.
I thought he had a great game today. I'm finally sold on Freire. I thought he had a really good game. There was a moment where him and Aviles were on the touchline on the right-hand side, and there was an offensive player that was attacking. And when he got his foot on the ball, he could have passed it back to Drake. But instead of getting that easy pass back to Drake, he just cleared it, kicked it out of bounds. I thought Freire overall.
It was a smart play.
Yeah, I think overall he had a good game.
There were some plays where he made smarter decisions, and others I liked that he backed up Alba because you could tell Alba was like, hey, go cover the end for me, because it looked like Alba was gassed. But I mean, I'm not like super sold on him. Like he's whatever to me at this point.
Nah, I like Freire. I did watch the game. What I see. I did. And here, Steve Munoz Busi has played that deep several times before the help build. Yeah, 100%. But today, I felt like he was almost like the last man in the defense. Like you would see Freire and Aviles push up, and Busquets was still in the back. Like he was really, he wasn't gonna get beat on the counter. He's like, I'm gonna play in that safety role back here. But yes, Busquets often does play out of the back. It was nice towards the end to see him flanked by Kremaki and Ruiz, but obviously I'm getting ahead of myself. But it was nice to see those two young guys flanking him on each side.
Well, and I want to mention a couple of things before we talk about the starting 11. This Anton John, we're going to talk about. Gressel was ineffective. We're going to absolutely get to that. And then this right here, Kevin is mentioning Negri is very good. Yes, and I want to get to that as well.
And Soccer Daddy, I agree. And we're gonna, because I have a feeling that the Aviles is about to get a lot of hate, and I'm with Soccer Daddy on that.
Oh yes. I've been a big fan of Aviles. This is gonna be a packed post game. This isn't just gonna be a mail it in post game. This is a good. I feel like this game was probably the best game that we've had in order to like sort of evaluate most of the players and how they play within this system that we're looking at right here. I mean, this is kind of what everybody asked for.
All right, so let's go ahead and let's start from the beginning.
Yeah, so I mean, the starting lineups right here in your faces, guys. For those of you on audio, you have Suarez at the top. Gomez was playing like a left wing with Messi on the right wing. You had Ruiz and Gressel on the right and left mids, and then Busquets playing the middle. You had Alba playing left back, Wegan playing right back, and then Freire, Avila center backs with Calendar in between the sticks, and then a bunch of other people that were on the bench if they weren't injured in a
I'm sorry. It took me long enough to make this graphic. I wasn't going to start putting in the subs on the bottom of the screen. Sorry,
it's
guys.
okay.
I got a little lazy. I was trying to watch the game as I was doing this. Go ahead.
But yeah, I was going to ask you, what was your opinion of this starting lineup? I mean, you know, we saw it. I took a picture and I sent it to you of what the Apple podcast put up. Mm-hmm. But what was your opinion of this starting lineup?
This is what, if they went back to a 4-3-3, which I thought that they would, this is what I was more or less expecting. The only thing that I thought might be different, which I doubted, was if Negri started, they would start him for Alba, and that maybe Gomez would play that left mid where Ruiz is, and then Jordi Alba would be playing the top left wing. So it would be Jordi Alba left wing, Diego Gomez left mid, and then Negri left back. I thought that was the only possible other outcome to the starting 11. But outside of that, this is more or less what I expected.
And that would be beautiful if they do that. That's, again, something that we've been asking for. You still got your dog in the middle, and you still got David Ruiz coming off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to have a player like David Ruiz coming off the bench, that's fucking spectacular.
And then just because I don't want to forget to touch on a point real quick that we made earlier about Champions Cup and all the injuries. Just so you guys know, now that Kremaki made his debut, we have now played 27 players on this team so far. 27 players have played for Inter Miami so far this year. The season started the last week of February. This is like the second week of April. Mm-hmm. Like that is a lot of bodies coming in and out. So I mean, it's hard to be successful when you have that many moving pieces. So I just wanted to say that before we got into the game. 27 different players, man, now that Kremaki finally played.
And like, let's consider this right here. K-Rad Kane is mentioning we need Redondo back. Absolutely. But now
that's mid to late May, if anything.
But now look at that. If we put him in there, then, I mean, somebody's shit out of luck here.
Gressel.
Yeah, Gressel shit out of luck. And what do? We brought Gressel over. And today he was a shit show. So, but yeah, I love this starting lineup. I absolutely loved it. I actually thought that Ruiz was going to play left wing instead of Gomez, but I mean, I don't know why I thought that. Gomez was fucking perfect because of his hustle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just a shame to see Taylor injured because, you know, Taylor would be fucking feasting right now. But this lineup was absolutely awesome.
Hey, do you think Messi knows who Patrick Mahomes? I guarantee you somebody gave him the heads up on who he was, but I'm almost 100% sure he had no idea who the dude was before
Yeah,
anybody gave him the heads up. Like this morning, they're like, "Hey, by the way, the best player
Patrick
in the
Mahomes is a
NFL,
pretty big fucking deal.
and yeah, this is his stadium, so he might come in and say hi to you." And no idea who the guy was before today. 100%.
Yes or no in the chat. Does Messi know who Patrick Mahomes is? Yes or no? I need to see yeses or nos in the chat.
This is a great point by Steve. There is a lack of discipline on this team because the amount of yellows that we give up is wild. And go ahead. While you start with the first goal, I'm gonna look up if we lead the league in yellow cards.
Well, I want to mention something about yellow cards and about this ref in particular. I don't know his name, but I love this guy. The ref.
Supposedly he was ref of the year last year.
Yes, he's amazing. And I'm not just saying that because he looks like a telenovela character, but he's amazing. He's a really good referee, and I've always seen him pretty much call it down the middle. And by the way, we got a lot of no's and some yeses sprinkled. So there's some people that believe he knows who Patrick Mahomes is. And Madis Yahoo is saying we have 27 yellows.
We're technically second. We're technically second in the league, but we've played one more game than DC, which is the only team that has more than us. Yeah. So, yes, we're second in the league, but per game, we have the most yellow cards per game than anybody in the league.
Alex, I need to see proof that the ref is your cousin. Tell him to hit us up. Mm-hmm. I want to interview the ref. That would be an interesting interview, no? Getting a ref on here? What?
What the hell would you ask him?
What? Are you kidding me?
What would you ask him?
Rohan is so right, guys. You guys are all watching. Let's go, man. Hit the like button. I mean, the interactions that they have with the players, the kind of things that they hear, you know, I think it would be fantastic to ask to have a ref on the show. And he is a great ref. And he looks like he should be with Victor Ulloa in a novela. But yeah, that starting lineup was phenomenal, I thought. The first goal, the first 6 minutes. The first goal we get scored on in the first 6 minutes. Now, what ended up happening from what I wrote down is that Chelo turned the ball over because he was eating tremendo mierda shit. And Alba was just too high. His space was exposed. And we ended up getting scored on because Freire had to cover that ground. So I can't even blame it on Freire.
No, because
he just didn't raise up too much, I guess.
I forget the number 9 for KC. He made a great run in behind Tommy that was going to take the strike. Because he made that overlapping run, Freire kind of had to lean towards him because he wasn't sure if the ball was going to gut at him. And as soon as he shifted his body to the left, it opened up enough space for him to take that shot. It's not too much Freire could have done there. So
that's why I can't put blame. Yeah, that's why I can't put blame on him. The only thing I can say is maybe he didn't, I guess, run up and pressure too much. Maybe
Pulido, thank you, Peaches. Pulido is the one that made that run. That run helped open up that space for him to take that shot. So that was just a good. It all started from a turnover. And what are the Achilles heels for Inter Miami? It's the turnovers in our own half when we get pressured. Obviously, that's one goal, and we're going to get into the second goal later, but set pieces. Those are our two weaknesses. That's how we get scored on the most. It's rarely in the run of play. I'm sorry. Technically, counters are in the run of play, but usually teams don't build up well against us when we're set. It's usually a counterattack or a set piece.
Well, that goal, I remember, it wasn't really the fault of anybody except Chelo. Chelo turned the fucking ball over. I don't know why he sat on the ball so long.
I don't know. I feel like I saw a comment from Don Cafecito earlier where he said that he was passing it to the ghost of Yedlin. So,
or the ghost of Kamal Miller, maybe.
Yeah.
He was super sloppy on that. But then at some point, I'm like, this isn't it. There's no way Sporting Kansas City is going to run away with this 1-0 thing. And
when they scored that early, a couple things. One, I knew it was way too early with the people that we had on the pitch. I knew that we would score eventually.
Yeah.
And two, KC has given up late leads a bunch of times this year.
Yes. They're horrible.
So because they kept
points up though.
Yeah, exactly. But they've been giving up leads.
Scary.
So I knew that this would be a game, and I was glad that it happened early. I was like, it happened early, whatever. Now, up until Inter Miami scored that first goal, they were pressing us. Those Gressel had a really bad turnover that almost led to an opportunity. Like the first, I don't know how long, like maybe 20 minutes or so before we scored the first goal, I felt like KC had their foot on us and we just couldn't figure our way around. They were playing a high line, pressing us, and we couldn't work our way out of it very much. The first 18, 20 minutes were all KC, it felt like the first 20 minutes.
Well, and the announcers were mentioning that. I don't know if you guys heard the broadcast. They were mentioning that it was just like a lot of pressure up against our defenders. And then at some point we started kind of getting into the groove and moving the ball a little bit better, spacing the court, like if we're playing basketball, spacing the pitch, and it worked well. And the one thing that I noticed online, which I'm going to bring up the first goal that we scored, I don't know if there's something in between that you want to go ahead and talk about. Guys, if you guys got cousins out here, tell them to get on the show, okay? But the first goal that we scored, everybody is like, oh, Messi to Gomez, which, by the way, Messi is a beautiful, amazing, awesome player.
Oh, boy. Where are you going with this?
But I got to give credit to where credit is due. Gressel made an incredible pass to Messi for him to be able to give it to Diego Gomez. If you really look at how the counter started, it started the moment that Gressel ended up giving it to Messi. Because by then, you notice that Diego Gomez made the run. I sent you the video. And if you guys look at the replay of that first goal, you're going to see that Diego Gomez, from the moment that Gressel has the ball, boom, he's just lights out on the way. And it was an amazing run. Rohan,
I think the pass by Messi was amazing.
The pass by Messi
passed it
great.
into space, and Diego Gomez was nowhere near there when he let that ball go.
Well, but I'm not saying that the pass was bad by Messi. Messi made a good pass. What I'm saying is that the whole thing started because Gressel recognized it, hit it with the outside of his foot. I'm doing the Xavier, bam, and then got it over to Messi. It was a freaking beautiful pass. So if there's one thing he did good, it was that. Go ahead.
No, you sent me the video, and I'm gonna watch it over because I really didn't think that it was that serious.
Just don't put it on the screen, though. Remember what happened last time.
And by the way, guys, if you guys ever watch our show and you've gotten used to our intro, that intro today was the last time we play it because people are getting kind of wild with this copyright thing.
Yeah,
they're saying that was copyrighted. It wasn't.
And you know, it's gotten to the point
where
now
wasn't that serious. That pass wasn't that serious.
It's the recognition. Boom. He just got it out.
He saw Messi there. He just touched it to Messi.
I'm just saying, boom, important pass.
Oh, my
boom.
God.
I mean, at this point, guys, YouTube's getting weird. You can't even fart without getting copyright infringements. So
yeah. So So anyway,
oh my
new
God,
intro coming.
It's not that old, Parker. It was made a couple months ago. What do you?
Literally January 1st was the first time we made that intro.
My God, what do you want? You want a new intro every week?
If I had time, I might. All right. So we scored that first goal. Chris thinks that Gressel made an amazing pass. It really wasn't that serious. Messi was open in space. What idiot wouldn't pass it to Messi open in space? He touched it to Messi. Messi saw Gomez making that run, passed it forward pass into space, into the box. Gomez with the hustle got to it. Beautiful finish. And at that point, the game changed completely.
Well, go ahead. No, you were going to say, go ahead.
Well, what I was going to say is that KC defensively was being very aggressive. They were holding a high line and really pressing us, which was giving us fits. As soon as we scored that goal, they expanded. That back line started getting a little nervous. And they weren't pushing up to the midfield line anymore. They were staying really far back. And when they opened up their team, all of a sudden we had room to work with in the midfield. And at that point, Inter Miami controlled the rest of the game. From that moment on, Inter Miami was in control because we now had room to work with. We had time to pass the ball. We were possessed. Like at that moment, the game completely changed because KC, I guess they got nervous. I don't know, because they stopped being as aggressive.
Oh, and not only that, but like we literally took over the pace because they were working at a very fast rate. And because of the way that we were sort of playing, we started controlling the pace more. So that's where it sort of helped us.
Yeah. Well, that was a game changer. I thought completely. Obviously, a goal being scored is a game changer. But at that point, it was 1-1. But KC, they got shook. They stopped playing tight.
And not only that, but if you think about it, if you were watching, like Diego Gomez is a monster, bro. Like a lot of those guys, when they had the ball, like every time Diego Gomez would get into their space, it's like a terrorist. So, I mean, Diego Gomez, we're gonna give him his flowers tonight. Okay, more than enough flowers, because Diego Gomez played fucking lights out today.
Because I wish we would have been able to preview the KC game, because I'm kind of curious as to how they usually play. Because today, I don't know if it was because of the fact that they were playing against Inter Miami and we usually play with that high line, but I felt like everything for them was direct passes forward and long balls. And it felt like I don't know, like it was long ball and pray that Ogata or whatever his name was, I forgot his name.
He was good though.
If
he was trouble for Aviles. He was trouble for Aviles. Big time.
But I thought Aviles did a good job on him.
He did.
Let's get into. You want to get into Aviles? Let's get into Aviles.
Sure.
You know what I compare Aviles to? He is the center back version of Drake.
Okay. Yeah.
He does what he's supposed to as a defender well. He defends well. But when the ball's at his feet, he commits a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
And to be a good center back, especially on a team that Tata Martino is coaching, you need to do that. So I'm not going to say that it isn't bad, right? It is bad. That's why he isn't considered a really good player. But defensively, I think that he does a good job.
He's also got a lot of Gregory tendencies. He goes in for the kill on a lot of tackles. Like he goes in on
He's
tackles.
very aggressive. He already has 4 yellows. His next yellow card, he's suspended for a game.
Yeah, he is super aggressive on tackles. Like he's literally chopping trees down with his legs. And that kid looks like he's 80 pounds soaking wet.
And Walter Torres, Aviles is 19. Oh, look, I'm not hating on him. Yeah. I think that he's going to grow into a really good player.
Oof,
yes,
he's good.
He's going to grow but that is his Achilles heel. And if I'm the manager of the opposing team, I'm pressing him whenever he has the ball.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I think he will eventually improve at that. He's only 19. But until he does, he's not a complete center back. And he's going to keep making those mistakes. But defensively, like the main job of a center back, I think he does well. Now, obviously, we're going to keep getting frustrated with those mistakes that he makes because he keeps making them. He made them today.
Yeah.
But defensively, he's a stud, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, he's good, especially if you put him on that sort of barometer of 19. He's really good for a 19-year-old, but he can get a red card in a heartbeat. So that's the problem with him, is that he's one of those guys. Very aggressive. Yeah, really, really aggressive.
And GLS, I appreciate it. It's I don't know if anybody watched the movie or maybe they never watched the movie.
If you haven't, go watch it right now. It's on Netflix, I think.
Is it?
Yes.
It's called Step Brothers. And the shirt's available at batterfans.com if anybody's interested. So I just wanted to touch on Aviles. I thought that he gets poo-pooed a lot on, and I understand why. I don't like it doesn't confuse me as to like why people are hating on some of the things he does, but defensively I think he needs to get credit because I think he's doing well.
I want to mention something here because Alejandro put this comment up, and I think he put it up a little earlier. I think Sergio Romero is replacing Drake. There's so many things swirling around about Drake recently. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to give it air because there's no confirmation of anything. And I don't know. I don't know about all of this.
Sergio Romero was like 40 years old.
It's like 400 years old.
I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I don't know why everybody's giving up on Drake.
I gotta have me my boats and hoes.
What?
That's from the movie Step Brother.
Yeah. I wasn't sure what you were talking about. Yeah, okay.
He is 400 years old, Kung Lee, but I don't care. Like, I mean, at this point, do you want to replace Drake for a goalie that you're gonna have to pay more for him? I mean, there's a lot of stuff swirling around, and it's obviously after the debacle against Monterrey. Let's get past that, guys.
I think
Rohan
it's
is
because
mentioning De Gea. Are we getting back to the De Gea deal here again, guys? We're gonna go back. We're gonna recycle the same hits.
we're just gonna go after Manchester United goalies. That's what we're gonna.
Yeah,
Well, actually,
yeah.
there's more of a chance of Romero because Romero's actually Argentinian, so I could see
Yes,
why
I can
they're
see
going
that.
after him. Yeah. All right, go ahead.
No, I mean, other than that, I mean, the only thing I wanted to get to, other than that, I think what was it? It was 1-1, and then we ended up, I think, if I'm not mistaken, did we end up taking the lead?
You mean before the half?
No, after that, because after the half, it was 1-1.
No, at
We
halftime it
ended
was
up going-
1-1.
Yeah, at halftime, it was 1-1. I felt really good about how we were playing. I felt that we were playing very well. We started taking better control of the game. And it's funny because at the end, I thought that they were kind of just reserved because they didn't want to risk turning it over and getting a last-second goal against. So ended up going, I guess, to the locker room, tied 1-1, fresh game,
How did you
starting
feel at
off.
halftime?
I felt good. I felt really good, especially since we had more control towards the end of the first half.
Yeah.
I mean, did you think anything different, or did you think?
No, look, after that first goal that we scored, I was like, at worst, this is going to be a draw because I felt like we were controlling the game and we would eventually score.
Yeah.
At halftime, ball possession, we had 59% percent possession. We had 4 shots. We both teams had 4 shots, 2 shots on targets. I mean, yeah, but accurate passes, obviously, we had a lot more than they did because they were just playing the long ball. I thought that after that first goal by Gomez, I thought we took control. I was pretty confident that we would end up winning the game eventually. And like I said, at worst, it would be a draw. But I definitely thought that we would win the game eventually.
Moon Man, we already talked about half of what you're asking for, and you've already spammed it like 5 times. We already talked about Aviles.
We didn't talk about Wagon.
We are going to talk eventually about Wagon.
Okay.
He did play a whole game, and he also turned it over from the jump.
Now, this stadium is not the regular Sporting KC stadium.
Yeah.
And it's almost not as small, but it's almost as small as the NYCFC stadium and when they play in Yankee Stadium. Now, I think that presented some challenges at first, the first 20 minutes. Now that we're going to finish talking about the first half. The first 20 minutes, I think Inter Miami had a little bit of a harder time adjusting to the pressure because we couldn't pass it out as wide as we wanted to because we were kind of constrained to a more narrow field.
Of course.
But so I think that contributed to the messy first 20 minutes for the team also. But like I said, once we scored that goal and KC kind of spread out a little bit, they relaxed and didn't want us to beat them, I guess, deep. I don't know. It's not like we have any speedsters up top. They opened up the midfield for us and, things changed.
Well, and considering, like Pete just said, it was a fucking wind tunnel as well because of the stadium. I mean, I imagine that made a big difference. Adarsh, I didn't see any of your comments, brother. Hold on. Danny mentioned this earlier, Adarsh. Yes, it's the first game that we won in that black
jersey.
La
Noche kit.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. The curse is over.
Yes, the curse is absolutely over. And then somebody had mentioned the beautiful goal by Messi, which, I mean, that's just fucking Messi, right? That was an amazing goal. And somebody had posted online something about that goal wasn't as good as I guess the corner goal, which we'll kind of go over as well in a little bit, the goal against. But that was still an incredible goal. Like, it's not our fault that Sporting KC just didn't want to come up and pressure Messi. Like, he had perfect, amazing space in front of him.
But I know that was Trav. Trav is like on a I hate Messi fucking spree for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Like, when I read that tweet, I was so confused. I at no point, maybe he follows a lot more Messi lovers than I do, but at no point after that goal was scored did I see anybody saying, oh, but Messi's goal was better. Like, nobody said that. And then he tweeted, oh, nobody else is going to say it, but I'll say it. Tommy's goal was better than Messi's goal. Okay. Who cares?
I guess.
Like, why are you bringing this up? Like, what is your obsession with wanting to piss off Messi fans? Like, that's what it is. I think he just wants to get Messi fans upset. Like it was
Well,
so pointless. I don't understand why he tweeted that.
and Adarsh is mentioning the battery traveler guy is a big issue with Messi. I think, look, Adarsh, the issue is that you have a lot of fans in the fan base that fell in love with this team before Messi came on, and Messi brings a lot of attention. Obviously, now that goal was great. The goal was great, and the corner goal was even better in terms of like the technicality of it, right, or the luck of it. But nobody was comparing them. You know what I mean?
I just thought that was weird. Like he saw an
Yeah.
opportunity to compare the two, and I was like, "What the hell was the point of that?" It
Yeah.
was really weird.
But it was a great goal. It was a really good goal. I mean, the execution, the skill to get it right over the goalie from that distance. Yeah, from that distance.
Well,
you can't
for
take
some
that
reason,
away.
no, of course not. And the goalie was playing off his line for some reason. That's why he was able to get it over him. Now, I thought it was beautiful the way Messi kind of like he just slowly like moved into that open space. Because when you watch the replay, a defender closes in on, I want to say it was Busquets that gave it to Messi. I can't remember exactly. But somebody gave it, I think it was to Busquets. And as Busquets gets the ball, Messi kind of just slowly shifts over into like this open space. And that's when you really started noticing that the back line was kind of like shook. Like they were like after that first goal, they were like, no, let's keep this low block. Like let's defend this box. And they just they didn't press him at all. They didn't attack the ball. It was Reese. Thank you guys. It was David Reese, not Busquets. And Reese gave him the ball, and he just had all the space in the world. And you don't give him that's basically a free kick. There was nobody around him, nobody pressured him, and it was a beautiful shot right over the goalie's head. It's what Messi does. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that look, you do have to recognize the greatness that Messi is. Like, I mean, he's the greatest player of our lifetime. I mean, as much attention as he brings, it's for a reason. Like he's one of the best players of our freaking lifetime. So we end up what? We take the lead on that. We end up taking the lead on that goal. And then after that,
7 minutes later.
Yeah, 7 minutes later, shortly after, that's when we had the corner debacle, right? So the corner debacle, I thought that it was going to get cleared. I saw Jordi Alba hauling ass. I thought he was actually going to be able to make it in time to get something on it. Yeah. But, I mean, look, that was a fucking hell of a volley from a weird angle on the inside. So, I mean, I don't know. Again, it was luck. I don't know if it was as much as technicality, but it was a great kick.
Oh, yeah, but it hit the post. It just banged right on the inside of the post and banged in.
And you could tell that fucking calendar was fucking furious. And supercalifragilistic is mentioning, but not from Chris, who think that Jordi is the MVP, the Inter Miami. Listen, I'm gonna explain later in detail before I get destroyed. So, but look, it was a good goal. It was luck, and Calendar was fucking pissed because he made the dive. He could have got his hands on it if it was just a couple split seconds earlier. That would have been a block easy. But he slept a little bit and didn't make the jump on time. We end up getting scored on. So what? That's 2-2 right there, right?
Yeah. And before I keep going, I forgot to mention after the Messi goal, do you know that Messi's only played 8 games this season so far? You know how many goals he has in those 8 games?
How many goals? I haven't
even 7 goals. You know how many assists he has in those 8 games?
5.
7.
Oh, wow.
The guy's
14 goal contribution.
And the guy's an animal. He's an animal. All right, go ahead.
But we want but we want Indiana Vassilev back. Give me I'll take Higuain back.
No.
I'll take Higuain back.
You fucking weren't you telling me you wanted Lassiter back just earlier today?
I do want Lassiter back, and I want Emerson back.
All right. So go ahead.
So a tie game, and then as soon as we get the opportunity, or Gomez, he decides I'm going to be a thief in the night, and I'm gonna play some of the best defensive soccer of all time, literally picks this guy the right back's pocket. This guy, the right back, that American kid.
Well, he did an Aviles. The KC player did an Aviles.
Yeah. And he literally got his pockets picked. Diego Gomez says, "Let me get that change from you, buddy. I'm gone." And that was another play where the great Gomez makes the play of the game, essentially. And he ends up hustling to lead us to the third goal, which was a really low, good cross over to Luis Suarez, which, I mean, look, I don't care what anybody says about his knees, dude. Like, he made a stutter step that puts a lot of weight on his left leg. He's good, guys. He's good.
Hold on. I think Khalil wants us to put this message because he's written it like a million times. Gomez is our next most important player after Messi. Yes. When I don't know if you watched our season preview episode when we said who would be the MVP of this team aside from Messi, because obviously he's probably gonna end up being Messi. I said Diego Gomez. And I'm feeling pretty good about it because I think Diego Gomez is the motor and the heart of this team. Gregory, everybody left, and everybody's like, "Oh, Gregory was the heart." But Diego Gomez took over, and I think Diego Gomez is now the heart of this team in that midfield. The way he runs and box to box, Diego, he's a monster.
Ty Manin is asking Messi burgers. Anyone? Danny, we still got to go do the burger thing. We have to go do the burger thing. Yeah, you technically we just didn't record it.
I did record it. I just never put it out.
Well, you're a bitch.
It was pretty good too. It was pretty good.
But I heard it's I won't give the details away.
It's not. And then they have kid ones also. And when you buy the kid one, it's smaller for the kids, and it also they give you this Messi ball when you buy the kid one. So you go to the Hard Rock.
Yeah, you even get more stuff.
Yeah, you get a kid soccer ball right here, the Messi soccer ball when you buy the kids Messi burger.
Well, I think when it comes to like I can't wait till we do like the end of season wrap up to see like how everything panned out from like our predictions and stuff. That's gonna be fun.
AMH said Gomez is important, but Redondo has a case as well as his passing. You know what? You're right. You're 100% right. Because when Redondo was here, I felt like Redondo was a monster. Could you imagine Redondo and Gomez both being healthy all season?
That'd be a problem.
That's wild. That's wild right there. That's wild.
So after that, and by the way, you're right about how essentially Diego Gomez has replaced Gregory as like the heart of the team. It's just a shame because Gregory stayed with us for a while and was like, the captain, and Diego Gomez is going to be fucking long gone in like 5 days because of all these teams that apparently fucking want to suck his ball sack.
Trukutu says Gomez work rate is Arturo Vidal at his prime. Pitbull Pingon. I remember Arturo Vidal was linked to us quite a bit a couple years ago. I really thought he was going to end up coming over here. Well, LM10. Hold on. I'm curious. I want to ask LM10 here. LM10. I know obviously we're losing games because Messi wasn't playing.
Who's your favorite player?
I'm curious. I don't remember if you were on our show for the post game against Monterrey. What was your opinion about us losing that game? Because Messi did play that game. I'm just curious as to what your opinion was on that one.
Because Messi hasn't breathed enough. Messi hasn't breathed enough Mexican air. That's why.
Okay.
That's why we lost. Am I wrong, guys?
All right. So at that point, we're up 3-2.
3-2.
I felt like the game was pretty well in hand at that point. And then we got our first look at Cremita. Yes. What did you think of Ben Creme finally making his debut for us?
I thought he was good. I think that they were pissed at him because he didn't have a low cross when he had the opportunity. But I thought that he played pretty well. How am I drunk? What did I say, Tony? That came off as if I'm drunk.
Well, his very first touch, he made a great run.
Yes, he did.
got the ball inside the box. He made the right pass. He crossed it into Luis Suarez. They got a foot on the ball. It bounced back to Kremaki. And I think if he would have done another low cross, I think he would have gotten the assist and a goal, because I feel like the goalie was so far from a possible save opportunity, and there were no defenders around that. I think that would have been an easy goal, but Kremaki instead went for goal. Easy save for the goalie. And but it was nice because as soon as he got on the pitch, he created an opportunity, created a chance, and just it was nice getting him back on the pitch.
Yeah, I thought he played well, and then obviously, I guess talking a little bit about Franco after Alba went down, the best player in Inter Miami team right now.
Well, let's talk about Alba. Yeah. Go ahead. Let's talk about Alba.
All right. So one of the things that we talked about a couple episodes ago, Danny, about Alba being you even mentioned it. He's like one of the most important people on this team.
Yeah, because we build up all our offense is built up the left side.
His work rate is fucking fantastic. Like he works and runs both on defense and on offense, and he contributes as heavily as he does on the offensive side as much as on the defensive side. Like the hustle back plays he was making on the defensive end today, like, I mean, that's not a lazy older player. Like he's fucking hauling ass. Like his pace in FIFA would be higher than an 83 or 85, right? Like he was hustling on defense.
He is the one that gets the offense going. Last time I checked, he was leading the league he was second behind Pooch in touches as the left back on our team. So obviously, he is an integral part of this team.
Yes.
Go ahead. Khalil is asking if I think that we lost Monterrey because of a bad pitch, Messi level, Drake calendar, and gifting. Yeah, look, I do think that there were many reasons as to why. I was just referring to LM10 because his thing is Messi doesn't play. That's why we lose. When Messi plays, Messi could literally not touch the ball all game, and he'll be like, but we won because of Messi. So that's why I referred to him when I talked about Monterrey. But there's many reasons that's why we would have won that first game if not for that red card by David Ruiz, honestly. But that's a whole nother story.
Now, one of the things I want to mention, especially talking about Franco Negri, is that somebody mentioned here in the comments, Marasovich says Negri will need to get sharp quick. That's one thing that I've noticed at him. And I mean, Ben Krem, we only got a small look at how he played today. But those two players specifically returning from injury have returned so far at the same level they were at before their injury, which is fantastic because these are two players that at some point had starting roles with this team before we got the big four. So to see Franco play well and to see Ben Krem come in and look solid, Trucutu is mentioning that Negri looks solid. And Tank is mentioning that he's going to be back and better than ever. I can't wait for that. And Tank, if he's 80% at this moment, I can't wait till he's 100% and plays with Jordi Alba. Or what if he plays with Alba and Taylor, even though I don't see that happening.
No, I don't see that happening either.
I think that would be fantastic. But and Lionel Monaco is saying Jordi is the man. Of course, guys. Of course. So, I mean, there was a lot of good stuff. Now, I do not miss, Khalil is asking me, do I miss Facundo Farias? I think nobody misses Facundo Farias. Who the fuck is that guy?
No, don't do that. You know what you're doing right now? You're doing exactly what you did to Diego Gomez. And if Facundo would have had a chance, he would have balled out also.
I'm done.
Because Facundo also had some promise. You could tell that he was good.
He was falling
Facundo
off.
was gonna Facundo was gonna play well, and he would have shut you up just like Diego Gomez did. I agree with Darsh.
No,
Darsh,
man.
Yeah. All right.
I got people in the backyard over here singing fucking karaoke songs and stuff. Do you guys hear that?
No, we can't hear it.
Oh my god.
All right,
Facundo. All right. Maybe I'm a little too drastic, Rohan. Facundo was actually pretty good before he got injured. But again, where is he gonna fit in, guys? Look. Let's just look at the starting lineup. Guys, take a look at this. Let's sincerely look at this starting lineup. Where would Facundo Farias fit in this?
But you have to take into account the fact that the only reason that we got Redondo is because we used up Facundo Farias' international spot to get him, because he's out for the season.
And
obviously, it's going to
Diego Gomez because he's apparently going to get signed by somebody.
There's going to be turnover on this team because Facundo Farias, if he comes back, won't come back until 2025, and things are going to look different, completely different. Taylor might be out,
Danny, you need to calm down. Marasovic, you need to calm down. You guys need to calm down. Mike V is saying Matuidi over Farias. So, I mean, if you want me to set the bright line.
All right. Anything else, Chris, that you want to touch on today's game?
Yes, there is something I wanted to touch on today's game. I ended up making comments on my notes.
Okay.
So the ref gave a yellow card to the bench. How does that work?
It must have been directed to a specific person.
He literally yellow carded the entire bench. Is that even possible, guys? Can a whole bench get yellow carded?
It had to be somebody specific on that bench. Hopefully it wasn't like Jordi Alba or something, because he's already sitting on 4 yellows. Tank says he thinks that it was for Tata.
For Tata. No, it wasn't pointed at Tata. It wasn't pointed at Tata.
All right. Well,
who it was for.
So Negri, now that Jordi Alba's out, a huge loss. But do you feel a little better now that we know Negri's there and he's gonna fill in that spot? Although he isn't obviously the legendary player that Jordi Alba is, I think that he has enough quality that we might miss a small beat, but I think we're still in good hands now that Negri's back.
I think it's great to have a player like him who used to be a starter for us as a backup.
Yeah, I think the timing makes me feel better, because if Jordi Alba goes down and Negri is still out, although I love Noah Allen, I would feel a little less. I would feel a little uneasy, because I think that would be a huge loss.
I don't like this. I don't like Soccer Daddy revealing the secret sauce.
Juan has a question for you.
Juan, did I get over? No, I didn't get over my diarrhea. Now I hate Facundo Farias. So
do you not hear the diarrhea coming out of his mouth?
Well, I just don't want Soccer Daddy to reveal the secret sauce here. Saying that I make too much assumptions quickly and then cry later about it, like Gomez assumptions. Gomez is the greatest. Okay? Mm-hmm. I'm eating my words today.
All right. So. I'm worried that all our players are losing their hamstrings.
Well,
that can't be a coincidence, can it?
Somebody mentioned in the comments that it is our medical staff is fucking brutal.
But for it to be specifically the hamstring, there has to be something. And when Jordi went down, because he was so far up, I thought that was Messi. Because I saw when he wasn't touched, he just put his hands up, grabbed his hamstring, and went down. And I said,
"Oh, like, no. Oh my god, we just lost Messi.
No." But yeah, I was worried, and I mean, I still think it sucks. Yes, I do love Noah Allen. I think Noah Allen's going to be a stud also. I think that there can't be a coincidence that the hamstrings is what everybody's losing. Like there's something to it. I don't know what it is, but for it to be the hamstring specifically, there has to be something to that.
Good reminder there, Dennis. Remind these guys. Let them know. Keep that same energy, fellas.
Are you gonna do the apology letter or not? Because I feel like
I am gonna do.
Because I feel like it's not gonna be sincere. From what I just heard, that doesn't sound like sincerity coming out of you.
Well, no. Hey, look, I'm gonna be sincere, But I'm also gonna recognize that my boy out here in these streets, Dennis Lopez, is keeping it a billion with everybody. Make sure you keep that same energy. Give him flowers when he needs it, but when he poo-poos the parade, then let's keep it a buck.
Oh, okay. So you can't make a
But
mistake. That's what you're saying. He plays very
he can't.
well,
No, he
but as soon
can't.
as he makes
He
a
can't.
mistake, you're gonna jump on
Yeah.
it. All right. Good to know.
Yeah,
Good
he
to know.
can't.
You sound like Tank with Drake. You got nothing.
But
Huh?
I
That's
think
it.
the
You
whole
got
medical,
nothing.
I feel like the whole medical staff needs to be fired because everybody's getting injured by hamstring. Like, how does that even occur? And then you notice when they get injured, the trainers come out and they spray them with like some silver spray that I guess apparently ices their muscle, which I
Numbs
need
it.
to know
Yeah,
what that is. I need
it
to
numbs
know
it.
what that is. So, and Saga
Uh,
Daddy, you're gonna get the apology, I promise.
yeah. On Monday, written. I want to see
Ooh,
it.
this is a
I want
good
to hear it.
question.
It needs to be sincere.
Khalil is asking, Chris, I think Kamal Miller is better than all our current back line. Agreed? That's a very good question. I think if we talk about like the potential or I guess future wise, then I would say no, because Aviles, I think, is going to be a better center back in his career at some point. But in terms of speaking now, I think that, yeah, Kamal Miller was probably, before he got traded, was our best center back, which isn't saying too much, to be honest. But he was our best center. Do you agree, Danny?
Look, from what I've seen from Freire, I think that he's played well enough for me to say that he's kind of on par with what Kamal Miller would have given us. So I'm happy with what I've seen from Freire so far. I remember, and I've been very cautious about giving him credit. Everybody was jumping. I was like, I need to wait. I need to see. I think I've seen enough where I'm like, you know what? Freire has given me this what I would have expected Kamal Miller to give me. I don't think that there's a drop off there. Look,
And look at
like
what
Mike B. Freire
Mike
equals
V.
Miller. Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes you're off the rocker, Mike V. But I like that you kept it 100 right here, saying Freire equals Miller. Which I mean, again, I haven't been sold too much. I guess we saw a little bit. No, Rohan, you think Freire is better than Aviles? I would say Aviles has a
Overall,
little bit of an edge.
but overall, because I think Freire has also showed to be slightly better with his. At least he hasn't made a crucial mistake yet. I feel like Aviles consistently is making these mistakes.
I don't get drunk in the Havana Club, Mr. Krabs.
All right, so we are 9 games into the season. We have 4 wins, 3 draws, 2 losses, and we are top of the table. I think now that we are
Hamstring injury.
we're focused in on the regular season. I thought there was no chance for the Supporter Shield. I still think it's a long shot, but you know what? I think there's a shot. Do I care about the Supporter Shield? Not necessarily, but you know what I do care about? Having home field and home games for the playoffs.
Absolutely, I want him.
For that reason, as a season ticket holder and somebody that would go to every one of those selfishly,
Yes.
I don't care about the Supporter Shield itself, but give me home games throughout the
seed.
whole playoff run. Go for it. So get as high as you can, and we're all in for the. I mean, you have to be all in because you need trophies. Yes,
Is
you
this
need to
it?
get the MLS
This
Cup.
is-
100%. You have to. It's MLS. You've already won the Leagues Cup. Now you need
Yeah.
the star above the logo, above the emblem. You need
Yeah.
that. It's MLS Cup or bust, 100%. And look, doing it at home, I think is the way to go. So hopefully we can keep on. We're first in the league right now.
Well, and I think the best, I mean, I don't want to say the best, but I guess one of the key things coming out of this tournament that we're no longer in anymore is, like you said in the beginning of the show, we can put all of our focus on the regular season. So there's no need to be able to hide players for different stuff.
And officially, I don't think so. Now, don't quote me. Maybe somebody in the chat knows better, but I believe it does not count as an official team trophy. But I could be wrong. I think at the moment they only have the opportunity of winning 2 official trophies, which would be the Leagues Cup and the MLS Cup, obviously.
And Mike V is actually speaking of something that is included to the season ticket holders, saying, speaking of April 22nd, get ready to have your card be charged $5 billion for Leagues Cup tickets. Since you opt in and you don't opt out.
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right. Well, Anything else? Can you explain the supporter shield? The
We
supporter
have a
shield
video on
is
that. I think we have a
we
video
do.
talking about that.
We do, but real quick, it's basically just like winning like in the English Premier League, the team that with the most points at the end of the season wins the league. Here in the United States, there's a playoff system. You have to win the playoffs to be considered the champion. But for the team that ends up with the most points at the end of the regular season, they just call it the supporter shield, which would be the equivalent to winning a lot of other leagues around the world. But here, because they rely so heavily on the playoff system, people don't really care about it really much. So that's the supporter shield in a nutshell.
I guess I want to finish. Do you want to talk anything about Gressel? Because I think we talked a little bit about Gressel, but maybe we missed a couple things. We didn't mention too much about Gressel.
We can. I mean, we still got to leave stuff for Monday also.
Yeah,
we'll
talk about.
Already.
Yeah, we've gone over an hour. We've been here for a while. And Trugutu, I'll finish off. My condition is fine. My teeth are good. I'm not drinking liquor. I have a water bottle handy right here. I haven't done any drugs or anything hardcore. I'm chilling, guys.
That's it. And look, it's good. It's nice to win again because it feels like it's been a while. But we win again, 4 wins on the season, and we're top of. This is the latest in the season we've ever been on top of the league. So it's nice. Yes. It's nice.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate that we're not in CCC anymore. But not all is lost. We still have a chance at the MLS Cup, which it matters also. That I would love to see that star above the logo. So for sure, 3 points. All right, Chris. Any final words before we head out of here? Hell yeah.
No, man,
everything would happen from then on out.
Yes. Yeah, I'm good to go. And this is gonna be a fun week. We got another game coming up this week, but on Saturday, I believe.
Nashville. We got Nashville.
Yeah, we got Nashville. So that's gonna be a fun time.
Probably get Uncle Matt on here to preview the Nashville game.
Yes, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be really fun.
So there we go. All right. If you are listening on audio, we appreciate you listening all the way to the end. Please leave us 5-star comment, review, all that other good stuff. If you are on YouTube and you watched all the way to the end, thank you for watching. Please leave us a like. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, for those of you in the chat, we appreciate you taking the time to hang out with us for the last hour and some odd minutes. It was great Saturday night. It was an entertaining game. Messi scored, Luis Suarez scored, Dio Gomez scored. Dio Gomez probably man of the match. And it's just awesome, fun. And we appreciate it. You guys hanging out with us as always. And again, for those of you that were complimenting the shirt, batterfans.com if you haven't already checked it out. And on Monday, we'll be back. So until the next one, have a good one.